so I'm going to demonstrate the exercises today on the roller and with the long band. So I've already placed my long band under the roller. If you don't have the roller, that's fine. You can just do it on the floor with the band under your rib cage, okay? So I'm just going to come forward so I can lay down. All right. So head on roller if you're on a roller, okay, or just adjust your body on the floor if that's what you've got. It's fine. Okay, and we're gonna grab the band if you want to, or if you have the band, and we're gonna start breathing, just keeping the band pushing up. Okay, the scapulas are just gently hugging around your rib cage, and breathe to the back and side of the ribs. If this is too much, that's fine. Just keep your arms on the ground and breathe to the back of the rib cage, okay? Otherwise, just keeping the arms actively reaching up without rounding the shoulders. The scapulars are placed down, either into the roller or into the floor. And let's breathe in and out. So try to get your lats to be a little bit active on both sides of the body as you're breathing. And try to breathe to the back and side of the ribs, feeling where those lats are. And then let's sink the abdominals. So gently activate the pelvic floor, sink the pubic bone and belly button. Hug your waist, hug your ribs. Breathe in and out. Let's do 2 more breaths. Good. So now we're going to add the scapular movement to this. So we're going to breathe in, reach the scapula to the ceiling. Yeah, so we're reaching under the armpit and forward, and then you're going to breathe out. Hug the ribs and just hug the roller with the scapulas, okay? So we're protracting the scapulas as we move it up, and we're retracting as we hug the roller with it, or just bring it to the floor. Just make sure your ribs are not popping up. Back is completely stable. Keep moving. Breathe in, back and side of the ribs, reaching the scapulas down and up. Breathe out. Keep your shoulders wide. Hug your rib cage and hug the roller. Good. Make sure your shoulders stay wide. Your arms are straight all the time. You don't have to lock your elbows because you're moving from the scapulas anyways. Keep the chest and the ribs hugging in when you breathe out. Control your movements. Let's do 2 more. Good. And we're going to add crunches to this. So as you breathe in, you're going to lift the head, push the back of the ribs into the mat, and reach the scapulas a little bit forward to the body, not up to the ceiling. Shoulders stay wide, so you're not doing this. Just stay wide and reach. And then roll down and bring the scapulas back down. Breathe in, breathe out, sorry. Scoop, open the scapulas, reach. The back of the rib cage is pushing into the mat. Breathe in, come down and hug the roller with the scapula again. Okay, I'm changing how I'm holding the band a little bit, just with a fist. Breathe out. Breathe in. Good. Breathe out. Scoop the pelvic floor, sink the abdominals, press the back of the ribs, shoulders wide, reach up, as much resistance as you want. And then shoulders stay down, pull the scapulas down as you roll down. Good. I'm going to assume that was 3. We're going to do 3 more. Nice, ladies. Zania, good option. Breathe out. Just switch hands. Do 3 and 3. And down. Last one. and down. Okay, so I'm gonna release one hand, but I'm going to keep holding the band on my left side. In my right side, I'm gonna keep pushing, but I'm gonna add a little rotation. So I'm gonna push the scapula up, and I'm gonna keep pushing until I rotate a little bit to my left. So my roller is rolling with me a little bit, and then I'm gonna pull it down and down. For those of you on the floor, all you're going to do is as you reach, you're just gonna press your left scapula into the ground and try to lift the left one off the ground. So we're just adding a rotation to the torso to reach a little bit more, okay? So I'll show you on the ground. So if you're on the ground, you're here, I'm gonna push, rotate, so my head goes with me. I have all my weight on my left side and I'm lifting this off the ground. Okay, my pelvis stays neutral and then I come back down. I'm holding the other side so I maintain resistance here. So I'm gonna push, keep pushing, rotate towards my left, and then I'm gonna bring it back down. So there's a small rotation on my upper ribs, okay? I'm gonna try to film it this way to see if you guys can see it, like this. Okay, so I'm holding my left side, my right side is to the ceiling. I reach up and I keep reaching, and I roll towards my left shoulder. My pelvis stays down, and then I bring it back. Lift, keep lifting, keep rotating, head goes with you, pelvis stays in place, and I bring it back. Okay, I hope that was a good visual there. So we're going to do about 6 on each side. You're going straight up to the ceiling, ladies, straight up to the ceiling, yeah? Look, I'm gonna straighten my legs so you can see it. I'm going straight up and my torso is rotating. I'm not bringing it across my body. My arm is going straight up, just like I was doing with both arms. I go straight up, and then I keep going straight up, same angle, but my torso keeps, my shoulder lifts off the ground. So look, Simone and Rania, you're not bringing your arms across. It stays here. When I come down, look, it stays in the same angle. I'm reaching up and I rotate and down. So I'm not reaching across. It stays here. Okay, do 6 and 6. So I'm gonna go back to the roller. Good. So keep going on your 6 on the arm that's going up. Rotate. I'm trying to use my core to stay over the roller. Reach. Keep reaching up, straight up. It doesn't change. It doesn't come across the body. Good. Last one. Pelvis stable. Just the upper body is rotating. So the shoulders are rotating. Okay, when you're done with 6 on the right arm, we're gonna go to the left. So I hold it here, other arm goes up, and I go straight up. And I keep rotating, pelvis stays still, and my body's gonna rotate to the side, and I bring it back. Reach the scapula straight up first. Keep reaching at the same angle, and then rotate the upper body. You can anchor the elbow if you want to on the roller. And then bring it back and in. Reach, keep reaching. And then add a rotation on the ribs, so it's just from the waistline up. Reach and bring it back. Reach. Go reach, 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 rotate the torso. Bring it back. Nice, ladies. My pelvis is trying to stay in the same place on the roller. I'm trying to look at you and I'm getting all crooked. All right, when you're done with your 6, we're gonna come back down. Okay, so I'm gonna get off the roller. Good. All right, so we've done all this work with the scapula. Now, we're gonna do some roll-ups, okay? So if you want to take your band And wrap it on your feet. You can do that. It's gonna help us come up into a roll up. And then you can come back down. And the options are to you can keep your legs bent and do the roll up here. Or you can go ahead and straighten the leg and use the band as your lever to help you come up. All right, if your back is a little tight, go ahead and keep the knees bent and add much more resistance on the band. If you don't want to use so much resistance, then less resistance will be more core. Okay, I lost my band. Okay, so I'm going to show the first version of the knee bend. If you've already done these with the legs straight, go ahead and do it with the legs straight. So I'm here, and breathe in, lift the head. Breathe out, press into the back of the ribs, scoop the abdominals, use the band to pull you if you need to. Now up here, you can just lean forward, pulling the band, or you can straighten the leg, lift and pull yourself in. You're gonna have to pull the band towards your shoulders so you don't use resistance, right? So you're coming up and over, you can pull just to keep the band here, otherwise it's gonna fall off your feet. Coming down, if you had your knees bent, scoop the abdominals, keep holding resistance, and then because you have resistance, you can take your time coming down, releasing the back, okay? So knees bend will be like that, legs straight, just lengthen it more, and I'm gonna hold between thumb and index finger, and same thing, press the legs, scoop, press into the back of the ribs, shoulders stay wide, anchor the tailbone, pull and come forward, pull on the band, bring it with you, okay? And then breathe out, keep as much resistance as you want, but if you're gonna keep resistance, then take your time coming down and mobilize that spine into the mat. Good, one bone at a time. Excellent, give me two more. Breathe in, breathe out. Anchor, lift the rib cage, come forward, keeping resistance just so the band doesn't fall. Breathe out, get resistance and roll slowly. Okay, so my legs are sit bones width, they're not together. My back is tight, but you can definitely keep your legs together as you come up and down. Okay, zipping the inner thigh to help you come up, lift, go up and over, and then start coming down, keeping the resistance in. Nice job. Okay, so when you reach down, let's bend the legs in, let's release the band, and we're going to be doing some bridges. So find the alignment of your heels with your sit bones, toes forward. Good. Shoulders nice and wide, scapulas, arms pressing down, and let's do a few rolls. So we're gonna breathe out, scoop the abdominals, squeeze the glutes, press into the heels, and roll the pelvis off the ground. As you keep rolling, the chest and the ribs are pressing, and you're lifting pelvis, reaching the legs and the pelvis forward, scooping and squeezing glutes. Breathe in at the top. Breathe out, come down from the top. So relax the chest and then from the esophagus, press down. And then from here, move one bone at a time, all the way down to neutral. Good, three more. Breathe in, lengthen the spine. Breathe out, scoop. Press into your heels, squeeze the glutes. Roll the pelvis off the ground. As you roll, you keep pressing chest, ribs, and arms. Go a little higher if you can. Just make sure you're using your glutes, not your lower back. And form one long line with the body. Breathe in, breathe out. Relax the chest, and then from the esophagus. One bone at a time, rolls down. Nice, two more. Breathe in to lengthen. Breathe out, scoop. Squeeze the butt, press into the heels. Round the pelvis, keep rounding. Nice job. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Keep pressing that upper body down. Breathe in to lengthen the spine. Breathe out, chest relaxes, ribs relax. Come down. Again, the ribs first. And then take your time on that low back area and use your abdominals to push down and then lengthen. Last one. Round, round, squeeze, squeeze, chest, ribs, everything presses. Reach the longest you can. Keep reaching forward, and the tailbone and the spine are going to reach with you. Then relax the chest, ribs down, one bone at a time. Keep the tailbone reaching to the ceiling. Use your abdominals to release that back into the mat. Good. We're going to continue doing roll-ups now here with the knees bent. So now we've released the back a little bit. It might help. We're going to do a beginner version of the teaser. Now, you may use the band here. It's going to assist you. So if you want, you take the band into one foot. Okay? And you add resistance. Inner thighs are together. Now, legs straight, you're going to have some flexibility on the hamstring. Once you roll up to seated, if you need to, you can bend your knees. So let me show you the first one. You're going to breathe in, roll the head, breathe out, press into the ribs, pull on the band if you want to, and roll up into a seated position. So here, if you need to bend the knees because of your flexibility, you can. Pelvis stays rounded. Okay, and then you're lengthening just through that upper back, or keep rounded the whole time. And then on the breath out, pull on the band, roll down, nice and controlled. So we're gonna do 2 more on this side. If you wanna make it harder, don't use the band. So breathe in, lift the head, breathe out, press into the ribs, zip your inner thigh, pull on the band if you need to. Pelvis stays round, lengthen through that upper back. On the breath out, scoop. Zip your inner thighs together and come down nice and controlled. For those of you not using the band to make it harder, you're here. Breathe in to come up, breathe out, press into the ribs, roll controlled, reach to your toes, lengthen, breathe out. Watch your shoulders, nice, there you go. And down we go. Okay, you're gonna stay here and we're going to do single leg bridges. So on the same leg, arms come down, squeeze, the band comes off. And remember, you can always be here if you need to with the knees bent, this one. Otherwise, it's straight and the inner thighs together. Bring your bottom leg a little closer to you, press into the heels. Keep your pelvis level and let's go up. 1, it doesn't go as high. And down, watch that you don't unlevel. Inner thighs together, Simone. Okay, inner thighs together, yes, and go. 2. Chest ribs down and just go as high as you stay leveled. 3. Nice. And 4. Good. 2 more. 5. Last one. 6. Bring it down. Leg comes down and we switch to the other side. Okay? So we're going to do about 4 roll-ups and down, and then we're going to do 6 bridges. So if you're using the band, put the band on your foot. If you're not, go ahead and start your roll-ups. So if you're using that band is here, inner thigh together, or knee bent if you need a little bit more help. And from here, your lower leg goes a little bit more forward, and you start. Head up, pull into the band if you need to, come up to seated. Breathe out, pelvis. Go down with the pelvis, 1 bone at a time, all the way down. And again, up. Press into the back of the ribs, scoop the abdominals, pull on the band if you want to. Remember, the pelvis stays rounded, the rest of the spine can lengthen, but your abdominals are connected the whole time. Nice job. And I have 2 more. I'm going to do it without the band. Arms reach. Press, reach, lengthen. Breathe out, roll. Keep the inner thighs zipping. It gives you nice control. Arms go back without the ribs popping. And again, breathe out. Breathe in to reach. Breathe out, roll. Good. And that's 4. Arms come down. The leg comes closer to the glutes. The inner thighs are together or knee bent, and let's do our 6 bridges. First, connect here. So round the pelvis a little bit, push the ribs down from the butt. Let's go. 1, and down. Keep your hips leveled. And 2. Remember not to overdo it. There you go. 3. Work the arms on the ground. 4. 2 more. 5. 1 more. 6. Bring it back. Cross one leg over the other. Pull and stretch. Nice job. Quick stretch here. Rock side to side a little bit if you need to. Nice. And let's do the other side. So about 3 to 5 breaths here. Keep pulling. My elbow is pushing against my knee. I'm pulling the other leg in. And last pull. Good. All right, so we're gonna release. We're gonna do one back exercise, and then we're gonna come up to standing. So I'm just gonna turn around. Good. And we're gonna go into swans, okay? My hand is gonna come next to me. Good. Now, if you have a roller, you can use the roller for your swans, okay? I'm gonna try to get into the screen a little bit more. So if you have a roller, you can do the swans here. I'm gonna show you. I have pinkies on the roller. My arms are shoulder width or a little wider. Shoulders nice and wide. I'm gonna pull the belly button up, lengthen my tailbone, and get my bottom of pubic bone on the mat. Here, I can do some scapula glide. So I would like to do about 6 scapula glides on the roller. If you don't have the roller, just bring your hand to the floor and try to glide from the pinky up and down so you're getting some scapulars. Now, when you do that, when you go up, your shoulders come up a little bit. When you pull down, rotate the shoulders, open the armpits towards you and bring it down. So the scapula is on the side of your ribs. So there's a little rotation of the arm as you go up and down, and it's fine, but you're keeping your shoulders constantly wide. Okay, whether you're on the roller or off the roller, it's the same. If you have a small roller, you can do this on the small roller. Okay, so arms shoulder width, wider than shoulder width if you need to, so you can widen the shoulders. Abs off the ground, legs pressing, and I have them sit bones width apart. You can go wider, or you can bring your inner thighs together if you want to. Okay, so from here, I'm going to push forward, either slide on the floor or reach. My head is floating and it's in alignment with my spine. My back of the neck and head are reaching forward. Then I pull this down and I lengthen my head and neck forward even more so I get a nice stretch on my neck area. So I'm going to breathe in to reach. Breathe out, pull, rotating, widening the shoulders more. Breathe in. Breathe out, open the shoulders even wider. Bring the scapulars to the side of your ribs. In, lengthening through the back of the neck and head the whole time. Out, pull that belly button in again. Keep the tailbone lengthening the whole time. No movement on the spine. Now, from this position, in the roller, you're gonna pull the roller in, you're gonna press into it, and keep your back in the longest line you can to come up and as much as you can. Abs are tight, no pressure on the low back. Pull shoulders and scapulas down, keep it wide, abs tight, tailbone lengthen, press into the roller and lift in one long line and back down. If that's too much, just bend the elbows, come up just a little bit, keeping the shoulders wide and the ribs on the ground. So only your upper back is working on this one. If you're on the floor, you can do the same thing. Pull, press into the hand, and press to lift you and come back. If that's too much on your arms, bring your hand next to your head. Pull the shoulders and scapulas down and wide. Abs tight. Just lengthening the body. Lift, pressing into the ground. Keep lifting your abdominals with you so there's no pressure on your low back. Pull shoulders down, scapulas, widen them. Then press your hands on the mat, abs tight. And then keep your body shooting forward. Long body, abs come up, tailbone reaches back. Only go as high as it's comfortable for you. You may also keep the rib cage on the mat and come up, just shifting the chest forward and up. Upper back only works. And then from the ribs to the pubic bone, there's no movement. And abs are working super hard here. Okay, so all of these are variations for you to do your swan. If you're feeling anything on your low back, then your abs are not tight enough. And you're probably going higher than you should. Okay, so I've been talking a lot. You should have finished at least 6. Try to go up to 10. Okay, start small if you need to, and then go a little higher each time. Whatever is comfortable for you. The roller is a really good one for this. Keep bending the elbows if you need to take pressure off your shoulders. My abs are following me. They're lifting, lifting, lifting. I'm lengthening the spine, and my glutes work naturally as I'm combing up. My legs are also opening a little bit more because of my back. Okay, so finish 10. And when you're done, just stretch back into child's pose or stay here, make a pillow with your hand and breathe into your belly. Okay, either that or toes together, knees apart, and go into your child's pose. Round the pelvis, try to bring your heels to your butt first, and then you stretch forward. Or stay up here and push yourself back to stretch the low back. And then I want you to breathe into the back here to where the kidneys are. Give me 6 breaths. Good. And then when you're ready, you're going to round that pelvis and come up to seated position, slowly stacking your spine over the pelvis. Okay? And then we're going to come up into standing. And we're going to try to wrap the band on something in front of you. We're going to do squats and lunges using the band to do arm work. If you don't have that, fine. Follow me anyways and do just the squats and lunges holding onto a wall or the roller or a chair. And then I'll give you the different variations. So if you have a band and you can wrap it around something, bring it. I'm just gonna turn the camera around for everybody to see better, hopefully. So let me see how much better this is for everybody. To go up a little more. There goes the phone. Still filming? Okay. Okay, let me try. All right, so I'm gonna take my band and I'm actually gonna wrap around on my trapeze here. Okay, so I'm wrapping around my trapeze so I can use it here. Now, we're gonna start with squats, okay? So I'll turn a little bit here so you can see me. I'm gonna start off with squats. If you don't have a place to wrap it, just follow the squats with me. Okay, so now I have resistance here. And I can go back as much as I want. I'm gonna hold thumb and finger, okay, to get some resistance. Now the reason why I want resistance is this. I want to sit back, this is not a lot of resistance. I want to sit back more than actually lean forward. So if you have the band, we're gonna try to do it that way, okay? Now, my feet are a little wider than my hips, so I'm going to show it to you here. Okay, it's a little wider than my hips. And my toes are slightly rotated out, so when I squat, I have an angle like this. Make sure your knees are aligned with your second and third toes all the time that we're going up and down. Now, yeah, so you're not over opening, but you're definitely not collapsing anything in. So if you need to go a little wider with your feet, go a little wider with your feet. Okay, so I'm here, that position, I'm facing my band, roll the shoulders and scapulas, and I want you to scoop the abdominals, connect the ribs to it, and lengthen the tailbone. Now, add as much resistance as you need to, even if you bend the elbows, so you can actually imagine that you're sitting back. So I'm trying to keep my back as straight as possible. I'm trying not to flex here, so I can sit, keeping my knees where they are, and reaching my shoulders and my back. And then squeeze the butt and come up. All right, so I'm trying to keep as much 90 degrees as I can. And again, I'm holding actually my band with both hands so I have enough resistance. I'm gonna pull the abdominals, my butt goes back a little bit, my back stays as straight as I can, and then I squeeze and come up. We're going to do up to 10. So at your own time, lean back a little bit, and then sit back, leaning back. Hold on to that band, the stronger the band, the better. Squeeze the butt and come back up. Abs tight, lean back a little bit. And then keep leaning back. Hold on to that band. Good. Try not to tuck your pelvis. Try to make sure your butt is reaching back a little bit. So you're maintaining neutral. And then breathe out again. Push, squeeze. 5. Good, ladies. And squeeze to come up. Good. Keep those knees aligned. That looks really good. 6. Then you sit back. So if you need to lean forward a little bit, that's fine. But hold on to the band and up. Probably you're at 8 since I'm explaining. Keep your butt reaching back. If you're up here, it's still reaching back. You just have to use a lot more core. And I'm gonna assume this is about 10. If it's not, keep going. Do one last one. Nice job. Okay, so if you're not using the band, you're just doing your regular squats. Now, we're gonna add bicep curls to this. So, you're gonna hold both hands, one in each hand, thumb side up, and then you're gonna rotate the band to you, okay? Now, you can do it this way, where the thumb and the index finger come to shoulder, or you can rotate palm towards shoulder, or this way. All right, and from here, so now we're gonna try to do the same thing, but we're gonna add a bicep curl to this. So see how low it's comfortable for you to go, see how much resistance you want. Bicep curl, the elbow does not keep reaching back with you. So it stays in front of you at any angle. Up here is harder, down here is fine. So go back into your squat and pull for the bicep curl, squeeze the glutes, come back up. We're gonna try to do another 8 to 10 here. Watch that. When you're pulling the band, what does your shoulder want to do? It wants to come to the band. So squeeze the scapula a little tighter back, hug the ribs even more, abs tight so your core is working really hard, so is your back. And squeeze the glutes to come back. 4. Squeeze, come up. 5. Pull. Keep the ribs and the abs really working hard. 6. And squeeze your glutes to come up. Shoulders wide. Keep the scapulas reaching back. Not too much so your ribs don't pop, but keep it not rolling forward. 8. Lean back as much as you can. Squeeze the butt to come up. 9. Core, 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 core. Chest and shoulders open. Nice work. Last one. And release. Release the band and shake your hands. And shake the other side. Nice work. Okay, so we're gonna go into lunges, all right? And again, remember, lunges are not the easiest thing to do. So when you're lunging, I'm gonna face you to show you your alignment. Let's keep the right leg forward. So look at how my legs are hip width, right? I'm gonna take one leg back and it's gonna stay hip width or even wider if I need more room. And this is your alignment from the front. From the back heel is off the ground and my body is in the center. Okay? Now, how wide is my step? As wide as my hips stay aligned and I don't have a rotation. The wider the step, the more you're gonna have range of motion to come up and down in your lunge. Okay? The narrower the step, more balance, but your range of motion is less, which is fine. Just make sure when you go up and down, I don't wanna see this. Okay? This hip does not go to the side and this one does not rotate forward. You have to maintain the pelvis in the exact same position. Even if all you can squat is this much, that's fine. Okay? So, again, we have the bend and resistance for the first 6. Actually, let's do 4, just lunges, and then we're gonna do lunges with back 6. So altogether 10, so because these are a bit harder. All right, so we're gonna step back with the left leg. The legs are hip width or wider if you need more stability. Now check that both hip bones are in line with each other. Lift the abdominals, send the tailbone back, and your body's in center. When you go down, try to keep your back straight or lean forward a little bit. Bend the front knee just enough where it's over your foot. Now continue going down with the back leg, only as far as you don't misalign. Now, front leg, squeeze the butt, come up, okay? And try to face you a little bit more. And adjust. Try to do 4. Down, squeeze that back leg. The front leg is actually working. 3, keep your body in alignment. 4, abs are working really hard to keep the hips aligned. Squeeze, pull the thigh of the front leg. Okay? Assuming it's 4. Now, we're going to add this, squeezing scapula and doing a back row. So it's not the arms pulling, the shoulder rotating, and the elbows going back. Scapula, 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 lats, last, and then look where my elbow ends up, maximum next to my torso. If I keep going back, my shoulder rotates. I need to keep squeezing scapulas and opening my shoulders and chest, not rounding. So we're gonna add that. Okay, so now we're gonna go into lunge and pull and up. Let me see if I can give you a side view. And lunge and pull and release. 3 and up. Okay, 4. Keep that pelvis aligned. So as you're pulling, 5, make sure you're not misaligning. So you're keeping this stable. 6, pull. You should have the bend. Elbows wider, Simone. Let's go to 8. 7, elbows, look at your elbows, Simone, out. So not here, stay a little wider. Good. And here, 10. Don't pull like this. Chest open, come up and rest. Good, release the hands, release the leg. We're gonna do the other side. Okay, shake your legs, stretch a little bit if you want to. So, I had my right leg forward, left leg back. I'm switching, left forward, right back. Remember the legs are hip width or wider. The back heel is off the ground, my body's centered. My hips are aligned. Good, and let's go into our 4 lunges only. So abs lifted and straight down into your 90-degree angles. Squeeze that front leg and come up. Okay, and straight down, keep everything level. Don't shift, don't rotate. Squeeze and lift. 3. And lift, good, and sideways. 4. Keep all those 90-degree angles. Good. Let's add the back to this. So watch it. It's not this. It's not this. Your scapulas and your lats are pulling the band back. So pull with the back like you're coming up into a swan, keeping the abs really tight. Okay, so we're here, same lunge, and then imagine you're coming up into a swan, but your abs are tight. Wider elbows, Simone. 2. Better. Squeeze, squeeze the back. Push with the front leg. 3, Rania, your leg is coming forward and your back is going back. You're going straight down. Lean forward a little bit if it helps you. Watch the front knee, should not be shooting forward. 5. Yes, you're going down with the back knee. We're going to 8. 6, squeeze your scapula, Simone. Scapula, scapula, scapula. Yes. Push with that front leg. Pulling from that thigh. So this thigh, pull, 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 pull. The butt starts and this continues. Last one probably. And then when you're done with your 8, shake your legs. Release the band, just so we can shake it off. All right, so we're gonna turn around with that band and we're going to do some chest. Okay, there's no legs involved. We're just doing a different front of the body exercise. So wrap the band around or wrap it around your rib cage, okay? So it can be wrapped around your ribs or you can wrap it on something behind you if you want. So if I have resistance behind me, I'm gonna pull my abdominals in a little bit more. I'm gonna tuck my pelvis, push my ribs back, and I'm just gonna push forward and back from here. Okay, forward and back. Now, my ribs, my back, nothing is moving. If you have the band around your ribs, it's the same. Okay, so if the band is around the rib cage, here, abs tight, knees soft, and just push. And bring it back in, controlling. And push. And bring. So if you have something wrapped behind you, you actually have the opportunity to lean forward, which is going to just work your core a little bit harder. Yeah, it's up to you. It's all good. They're all working chest. Where should you feel it? Here, chest, here. Okay? So you wrap, don't wrap, it's all good. If you're wrapped, really pull resistance, lean forward a little bit and stay here. Tuck in the pelvis and then don't move from there. Push. When you come back is where your core has to work really hard for you not to come up and not to fall forward. I want 10 to 12. Shoulders stay wide. Yeah, so we're not rounding here. Good. 4. Don't change the position of the body if you're leaning. 5. So don't let the back collapse. Stay tucked. Ribs back. 6. Push the ribs back as the arms go forward. Keep the shoulders wide. 6 more. Go. Slow in. 2. Slow in. 3. Control. Give me 3 more. 4. Squeeze the chest right here. 5. Control in. Last one, 6. Release and release the band. Nice. Shake the hands. Good. Stretch your arm. Both sides. So stretching really quick here. And then here. Nice. Then you bring your hands, open up the chest. Good. Let's stretch your thighs a little bit. Actually, before we go, I would like to do one exercise, but it's going to be a little bit more difficult for you guys to see it maybe. All right, so I'll show it sideways so you kind of see from the side what it looks like. But this one, you have to tie it behind you, okay? And you have to have both sides of the band. And then standing tall, I want you to bring the band in front of you with not too much resistance. You see how the band is in front of me? Then from here, keeping the torso still, leaning forward a little bit, I'm gonna raise one arm to the ceiling, sinking that arm down into the shoulder joint, and then I'm gonna bring the other one switching sides. This is called helicopter arms. Notice that the arms have to stay in front of me, okay? Oops. It has to stay in front of me, and as I'm switching side to side, all I'm working, or mostly what I'm working is, I wanna show you front. So as I'm going forward and back, what I want you to see is that this, my shoulder, when it goes up, it goes deep into the shoulder joint as it comes up. Keep the hands pressing forward. And then switch and sink the shoulder into the joint. So you're pulling the arm in with a little bit of resistance. Hands in front of you, okay? Here, not here. Here, it's not good at all for your shoulder. So it's pressing forward with a little bit of resistance. So without the band, if you can't tie the band behind you, just do this exercise like this with no resistance, is fine. And find that pull. So it's not this, it's actually the opposite. I'm pulling the arm into the joint. Pull the arm into the joint. Okay, can you do both sides? So one is here, both arms straight, and then you're rotating. So excellent mobility for the shoulder joint. I lift, I pull down into the joint as I raise. And then the other one switches, and now I pull down into the, and my palms are pretty much forward the whole time. And you have this angle here, in front of you, in front of the body, not in line with the body. Try that. Side to side, so it's like this. Good. And then whenever you're even, so don't bring it across the body, it's just up here, just up here, just here, yeah. And then release the arms. Good. Nice. So this is a really good exercise for the shoulders, yeah? It's really, really good. Okay, let's stretch you. Oh, we can keep this. So let's stretch your quads first, because we did all those lunges. Come down into the ground. Bring one leg forward and one leg stays back. Let's see if I need to lower this a little bit more. Yep. Okay, so bring one leg down, one leg here. Now I've got my head cut off. Good. Tuck your pelvis and lean your pelvis forward. So get a stretch here. Good. So make sure you're not pressing this way with the low back collapsed. Round the pelvis and then bring it forward, tucking that tailbone in. And breathe. Keep stretching here, the front of the hip. Good. Now, if you can, with the opposite arm, lift this leg up and grab. You can grab the pants or don't grab it at all. Stay here. Otherwise, grab. Tuck again and keep leaning. So you're trying to bring the heel of the foot to the glutes without again collapsing the low back. Just keep it all together here and breathe. You may also hold with the same arm, is fine. A lot of times I like to hold with both and I get a stretch on my chest as well. It's an option. So let's hold another 20 seconds here. Enough, and release. Good. Let's do the other leg. So bring this leg back, other leg forward, tuck the pelvis. So again, round that pelvis and then push forward with that hip that's being stretched. Okay, so this hip, I'm just gonna switch sides so you can see the same leg. Whoops. So tuck, reach. Keep stretching this side. Keep the glutes squeezing. Keep breathing here. So 5 to 6 breaths. You can time it if you have time to do them. And then opposite arm, same arm. Sometimes it's easier to just rotate and grab it. Or like I said before, both arms, if you have the flexibility, squeeze the scapulas and you also get a stretch on your chest. And hold it. It's very intense here, so if you can't do it, don't. Woo. Let's hold 15 more seconds. Good, and release. And then from here, bring this leg that's in front across to do the pigeon stretch. If you cannot, just lay on your back and do the number 4 stretch, is fine. So crossing this leg in front of you, foot flexed, adjust your pelvis, square it, lengthen here, and then slowly come down to stretch. So I'm going to time us about 30 seconds. So we have another 20 to go. Keep breathing, relaxing into the stretch. Every breath out, we're not tensing, we're releasing. Breathe into your belly is fine. Last breath. And then you're gonna come up. Good. You're gonna bring that back leg forward and keep it here. And we're gonna stretch your hamstring. So I'll just face you. Okay, keep this here. Rotate to the straight leg and either just come up a little bit. You're gonna feel a stretch on your hamstring, or if you can reach somewhere, you can reach. Try not to over round the back and stress the shoulders. Just go as far as you can with this. Okay, holding anywhere is fine. Lengthen the spine as much as you can. And then after you lengthen, you can relax. So you relax over the leg, just wherever you're at with it. Don't stress. Just feel the stretch on the back of the leg. I'm not going to tell you to flex the foot. Just keep it relaxed. Good. And then come up. The leg that's straight, bend it. The other leg goes back. Flex the foot here. Adjust. Pelvis in alignment. And then slowly lengthen. I like to really lengthen this. And then I come down. Good. And very relaxed breaths here. Breathe anywhere you want. Just don't tense, keep relaxing. Good, last breath. And then you're going to slowly come in. Bring the back leg forward. Okay, and we're going to stretch here. So rotate a little bit to it. Lengthen the spine. Wherever you can grab, just bring the pelvis forward and relax forward. Gentle. Doesn't need to be stressful. Good. If you're more flexible, you can reach a little deeper. Back is nice and long. And then after your third breath, you can just relax over. And stay there stretching. Reach the arms so you can stretch it as well. Do one last breath. And then slowly bring yourself up. Cross the legs. Let's bring the arms again to the back. Shoulders down. Squeeze scapula. Reach the arm back. Open up your chest. Breathe through the chest. Good. Do about 3 breaths. And then we're going to round here. Clasp up, hugging a tree. Push the chest and the ribs back and press your hands forward. Relax the head between the arms. Breathe through your back, opening up the scapulas. Breathe into the back, open up. As you breathe in, reach the arms forward more. Last breath. Reach your arms to the ceiling, palms up, reach, reach, reach. And relax down. Nice job, everyone. I'm gonna turn the video off